Exiled former government minister Jonathan MOYO has claimed that opposition leader Nelson Chamisa plans to hold an emergency congress of his party, the Citizens Coalition for Change (CCC). However, Jonathan Moyo's claim has not been confirmed by Chamisa or the CCC, and it should be noted that Moyo's political views and allegiances are complex and controversial. Let's get to the news in detail. Jonathan Moyo posted or wrote on his X account on 31 October that stung by the recalls of MPs and councillors who have ceased to be members of the original CCC formed on 22 January 2022 and unveiled on 24 January 2022, and after he publicly declared that his CCC is not a political party in the traditional or formal legal sense, but is an opaque, structureless, positionless, and memberless CCC quoted Wapusa movement with no constitution and no office holders except himself, who gives tasks and assignments to persons he works with. Nelson Chamisa is now secretly preparing to hold an ambush or crash emergence and essentially fake Congress by the end of November 2023, and he has given Amos Shibaya the task and assignment to organize it. The mooted convention would be a fake elective Congress in that if it happens, it will not have any elections to write home about. The idea of the crash convention as the brainchild of Amos Shibaya, whom Chamisa has previously tasked with the assignment of organizing public meetings like rallies and related interfaces. Over the past 10 days or so, since the recalls of MPs and councillors, which the recalled MPs are challenging in the Harare High Court in a case set down to be heard this week on Thursday, 2 November, Shibaya has been brainstorming the idea of holding a crash congress with a few hand-picked individuals like Cecil Zizai to test its traction and fine-tune it. Shibaya says the idea is to use the convention or elective congress to introduce a constitution that is currently being drafted in the wake of the recalls. Also in what is a desperate attempt to at long last come up with some semblance of a structure, Shibaya has told his brainstorming colleagues who have been handpicked by Chamisa that the constitution being currently drafted will provide for the election only of Chamisa as the president or change champion-in-chief or leader. The constitution being drafted will empower Chamisa, the only leader earmarked for election at the planned so-called elective congress, to unilaterally appoint a 7-member management committee, which will include what is being branded as a bureau of chiefs or something like that, which will be responsible for administration and organizing work, etc. In effect, the 7 members will function as a standing committee under which lower organs will be empowered to elect lower-level leaders. It is this aspect that is designed to give the currently constitutionless, structureless, and positionless and memberless CCC Chamisa the appearance but not the reality of a structure based on a constitution that is currently being drafted for adoption by the planned convention or elective congress. Chamisa and Shibaya hope that the constitution being drafted, the crash elective congress, and the election of Chamisa as the sole office holder of CCC, Chamisa will serve as a counter to the recalls and to the growing calls for a real and legal congress coming from the traditional MDCA base, whose National Executive Committee and National Council actually formed CC in January 2022, triggered by the sitting of the Nomination Court on 24 January 2024 for the by-elections that were held on 26 March 2022 and which many saw as mini general election. Apparently, a popular petition is now circulating for a properly convened Congress in terms of the original CCC constitution recently submitted to Parliament and the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, with Sengezo Chabangu's initial recall letter as CCC Interim Secretary General, under which CCC was formed in January 2022. Chamisa and Shibaya are working overdrive and flat out in the hope that they can use their mooted elective Congress to thwart the petition in what appears to be a futile exercise against the wind.